Hello again. Let's see if it works this time. Oh, now I'm seeing it on my feed. All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Let me see. Let me give it a couple seconds to see if you guys are going to jump on. I have an internet extender which pushes the signal further to the front of the house where my office is, and it's not working. So I'm trying to use the regular internet. Hi, Michelle. I see you. Okay, so I guess you guys can see me. Hopefully this will not go in and out like it did earlier. Thank you. Thanks for coming back, you guys. I need to get that extender fixed to see, or unplug it and see if I can fix it and then maybe get a new one. Okay, let's try this again. So today, Facebook Friday, I'm going to show you 3 of the 4 cards we made last night at my card class. These all feature retired stamps or retiring stamps. They're still available, but they're retiring at the end of May. And I'm going to show you these 3 because this one, we've already done a card very similar to this on Facebook Friday. So this was one that we made last night, but I'm going to put that to the side and we're not going to do that one today. These are the 3 that we're going to do. Now, like I said earlier, I designed for this class a month ahead, and so I picked all retiring products. And by the time we had the class, unfortunately, some of the things we used are already sold out, like this embossing folder for the large polka dot, which also last week I used, and this DSP. But I really want to focus on the stamp sets because these are great stamp sets to have. So as usual on Facebook Friday, I've typed up some project sheets for you. It has all the product information and measurements and stuff that you need, and I will link that here on Facebook when I'm done, and it will be over on my blog. And if you want to put in an order this week between now and next Friday in connection with this demonstration, if you use the hostess code right here, and your order is at least $35, I'll send you a pack of baker's twine for free. Okay, so that's that. My giveaway this week, I'm going to give away 2 packs of these cards. There's 8 cards in there. At my card class, we make 2 of each. So I'm going to raffle off 2 packs of cards. That's 8 cards and 8 envelopes. So make sure you hop over to my blog when I'm done and enter the Rafflecopter, and I will pick a winner next Friday. Today I announced the winner on my blog. I am drawing a blank. I can't remember her name, but the winner from last week. Congratulations. I've emailed you. Make sure you email me your address. Okay, well, let's get started. So, oops, I put my cards over here. Here they are. We're going to start with the baby card. And like I said, this embossing folder is gone. But if you love it, don't worry. There's one very similar coming in the new catalog on June 1st. But for today's demonstration, I went ahead and switched it up, excuse me, with a embossing folder that is still available, and it's carrying over to the new catalog. So it's called Sparkle, I believe, and it's cute. I think it could easily be used on a baby card in place of the polka dots. So we're just going to, I've already embossed it. I'm going to put it on a Pacific Point card base and put some Pacific Point DSP. And if you don't have this DSP, unfortunately, it's sold out too. But you could just do a piece of Pacific Point across there as well. All right, so let's go ahead and do the stamping. This is such a cute baby set. It's called Something for Baby, and it has matching framelits. It's really, really sweet. I like it a lot. And then Sweet Sayings, another one that is retiring. This is a really good versatile set. I've been showing you guys several different versatile sentiment sets that are retiring. But if you like this one, grab it because it'll be gone. It's really good too. It's got lots of different events, I guess, or celebrations and things like that on there. All right, so let's stamp. I'm going to move my card out of the way. Let's stamp the little onesie. And this is a boy card. If you needed a girl card, you could do it in pink. Or if you don't know what the baby is, do it in yellow. And the little tie in pumpkin pie, so cute. All right, now for the big shot. And pardon my shaky camera while I do this. My camera is mounted to my table, unfortunately, so when I use the Big Shot, it really shakes a lot. Now, this is a great time to use your magnetic platform. It holds those on right in the right place. We're just going to run that through. Oh, good idea, Michelle. This would be a great first Father's Day card. Very good idea, yeah. All right, let's punch those out. Move the Big Shot out of the way. We'll need it again in a minute. Now the sentiment is going to be done in Pacific Point also. And you know what? Before I do the sentiment, let's punch it. This is the banner triple punch. Do you guys have this? This is probably my most used punch. I didn't think I needed it. I thought, oh, I can do that with just my scissors. But I never get it straight. So when you use this punch, it's going to give you a banner that is even. It's not going to be crooked. And if you turn it over, you can see exactly what you're doing. It has these little guides here for 1-inch pieces, 1.5-inch pieces, and 2-inch pieces. So that's why it's called triple, because it does 3 different sides. So we're going to slide that in and just punch it. It gives you the perfect flag ending on the paper. All right, so this one says, peekaboo to someone new. Let's make sure I have it the right way. And I'm just going to stamp it right there. Close that ink pad before I get that ink on something that it's not supposed to be on. All right, a little bit of fast fuse. And we're going to put that right there. And now we're going to need to do some dimensionals on this onesie. It needs to be popped up. Good morning, you guys. I hope you're having a good Friday morning. I see you. Thanks for joining me. And a dimensional on the bottom of this tie, the big dimensional will fit there. Now, I told you before that there are mini dimensionals coming in the new catalog, so this would be a good one for those mini dimensionals. And that's it. Easy, right? So easy. A simple little baby card. A good one to keep in your arsenal because we all need baby cards from time to time, don't we? All right, good. So let's see. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, and we're going to make another card using a stamp set that I have hardly used. So I was a little disappointed to see that it was retiring because I just haven't had enough time with it. I think it's beautiful. Actually, it's 2 different stamp sets, but the one that I'm referring to is this one, Beautiful Banners. You've probably seen it in the catalog. It's beautiful, and the banner framelits match this. The other one that we're using, I feel like has been around forever. This is the Papillon Potpourri, and I designed, when I started doing PDFs, this was one of my very first PDFs that I designed years and years ago. So it has a matching punch too. Actually, the other butterfly punch will punch these out, but we're going to use the big one today. Okay, so 2 stamp sets, 2 retiring stamp sets that we're using, and I'm using Elegant Eggplant, which is a color that I don't often use. I used it, I think, during the succulents class, and I was like, why have I not been using this color enough? It's beautiful. Okay, so lots of stamps being used from these, mostly from the banner stamp set. The first one is this border, and I'm going to stamp it in Eggplant, and let's see if I can get it straight. There we go. Look at that. All right. And then we're going to put that to the side. This one is actually going to go on our card front. So why don't we go ahead and stick it down? Because I believe that's all we need to stamp on that piece. Now I have to tell a funny story. If any of my ladies from last night are on this video, there was some discussion about the stamps on this card. I have some fussy cutting that is required, and they didn't want to do it, so one of the girls did it differently. Lily, if she's watching, I don't know if she's at work today, but she did it much simpler than I did, and it looked awesome. So Lily, if you're watching, good job. I'm proud of you for changing up the card. I'll show you guys in a little bit what she did. All right, so I'm going to take the big banner, and I'm going to stamp it on the white, like that. And then I'm also going to stamp it on the eggplant. Sometimes my brain doesn't think in simple terms. I don't know, I seem to complicate things. And sometimes my customers at my classes do something different with the design of a card that never even entered my mind, but that looks awesome. And that's what Lily did. Now the other color I'm using is Rose Red, another color that is not used very often in my stamp room, but I love it. And we're going to try to get it right there in the middle, just like that. Let's see, what else do we need to cut? I need to look at my sample and stop talking. Oh yeah, the butterfly. All right, Rose Red. I'm going to put it here on the edge so it's easy to punch out. All right, I think we got everything stamped. So let's use our, first let's see, where's my butterfly punch? Inks need to be put away so that we don't make a mess. All right, here it is. It lines up. Everybody loves a stamp that has a punch, don't you? I mean, don't we? We just love it. It just makes things that much easier. Now, this is where we had lots of laughs last night. As you can see, what I did is I stamped the banner on Elegant Eggplant, like here, and I cut it out. Then I stamped this on white and cut it out. And I thought, okay, no big deal, but it has fussy cutting, and we don't always love fussy cutting. So what you can do, if you don't want to do fussy cutting, just put this one on there like that. Then it's still just as pretty. So that goes out to Lily, who changed it, and I didn't even think, I thought, oh, we need 2 colors, but no, you don't. You don't have to. That's a way to simplify this card when it's still beautiful. All right, so I'm going to cut out the sentiment. I'm going to keep mine complicated because that's how I roll. And this, we don't want any, usually I say cut on the outside of the line to make that little white cloud so that you can't see your, cuts that aren't very smooth. But this time, if we did that, because we're going to mount it on eggplant cardstock, those white pieces would really show. So this time I'm going to cut just on that line because that line's going to blend in to that eggplant cardstock, and you're not going to be able to see my jaggedy cutting skills because there won't be any difference in color there, like that. Okay, so here's this. Let me move that to the side. And who knows where I put the butterfly now that I've been talking. Okay, good, it's over here. Okay, so let's cut with the framelits. Big shot again. These are the banner framelits, and they're awesome. I've had these for a long time too. All right, now when you're using the magnetic platform, sometimes you have to kind of slide things around to find a place where it'll not flip. And I usually put my paper wherever that magnet wants to, wherever that framelit wants to go, I'm going to put the paper there. Because it's easier to do that than to try to get that magnet to do what you want it to do. Just move it around and find those magnets. All right. Carefully put that on. My magnetic platform is old and it's used, whoa, that's a lot of shaking. It's used at a lot of classes, so it has a lot of wear and tear. And it's probably ready to be replaced. Okay, now we have all of our pieces. So let's go back to our card base. And we're going to do dimensional on the back like this. And I'm going to stick this little banner just in the center where it's just peeking out. And then I'm going to put another dimensional here and here. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of adhesive, oh no, a little bit of adhesive right there. And put that right in the center of that. Whoops, maybe a little bit further over. Like that. Okay. All right, now for the fussy cutting part, the little inside frame. This is a beautiful shape. I wish we did have a framelit that matched this. Right there. And then that butterfly can go right here on the end, like that. All right, and last but not least, of course, Baker's twine, my favorite. And I'm just going to wrap it around the front of the card and finish it off with a bow kind of over on the side. There we go. snip, snip, and we are done. Pretty, right? Doesn't that make a pretty card? I don't know why I haven't used that stamp set more than just now. Then this is, I think, the first time I've used it, and unfortunately I have to say goodbye to it. Okay, so that's the second one. The third one features one of my favorite stamp sets in the annual catalog. This stamp set was one of the first ones I purchased last June when we could start ordering from the new catalog. And it's called Live, Love, and Grow. And it's just a little succulent builder set. I just think that's so sweet. Okay, so let's start building our little succulent garden. We're going to do two different things here. I'm going to first stamp the terrarium in basic black right here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the rocks, and I'm using crumb cake. I think crumb cake is a good brown when you don't need it to be too dark. And that's exactly what we want here. We don't want these to be too dark. And I'm going to stamp it and then immediately pick it up and stamp it again and again. Just kind of adding a little bit of shadow and a little bit of lighter rocks in there. Now this piece is going to go in the back, and I'm going to do the same thing. And you can see that it's kind of not long enough for this part over here. It doesn't go all the way over, but the way we're going to set this on here, you won't be able to see that. Oh, before I put that away, let's color in the bottom of the terrarium. Put a little bit of ink there on my ink pad lid. And I'm just going to use a blender pen to color that in. There we go. I love blender pens. They make things quick and easy. Okay, now let's do the plants. I chose two retiring colors, Mint Macaron and Cucumber Crush, along with Rich Razzleberry, which is one of our main colors. And I'm going to start with the plant that's in the middle, which is the bigger one. That way I know where to put the other two. So we're going to put this one right here. And then the little fern-looking plant over here. And then the little flower in Rich Razzleberry right there. Okay. And this stamp set has the little outlines that you can do, but I'm not even going to do that. We're just going to leave them as is. Now, a little bit of fussy cutting. Sorry, Lily, I'm sorry you had to do fussy cutting on 2 cards last night. But this one's not so bad. Well, the other one's not so bad either, but I guess that's a matter of opinion. I think I do fussy cutting every Friday. Every time we do a demonstration, I do something fussy cutting. So that must mean that I do a lot of fussy cutting, because I try to keep those projects as simple as possible so that they're easily reproduced. All right, let's layer all this up. Now in the sample that you'll see on the project sheet, you'll see that I embossed this with an embossing folder that is sold out too. So we're just going to leave it plain because it's just fine like that as well. That's a piece of craft cardstock that is retiring but not sold out yet. It's really hard for our demonstrators to plan classes in advance during the retiring list because we don't know it's going to be sold out by the time it's time for our class. Okay, where did my dimensionals go? Here they are. So unfortunately, I designed this one a month ahead so that at the current month's class, you can see what we're going to make. And I always want them to know what we're going to make the next month. So that's why they use products, unfortunately, a few of them that have sold out. All right, so did you see how I put that on dimensionals and it's over off on the side? And now I'm going to get this little loop, I don't know, I guess it's the handle for the terrarium right there. Put that on the top. But I stamped it on the back. I didn't want to have to fussy cut around that. That's why I did that. And let's put a few dimensionals on the back. I always do 2 in the top corner and 1 on the bottom. And we'll just kind of put it right like that. Now, I didn't put a sentiment on this card. There are a lot of sentiments in this set. You could put it easily on the inside or even over here. But I left it blank because sometimes I just need a blank card, one that doesn't say anything. And so that's what this one is. All right, some basic black, twine, bow, and then we're done. There we go, just like that. All right, I hope you guys like these cards today. They're simple and easy and fast. I've made actually a bunch of them to send out to some long distance people, but I've also made 2 extra sets so that I can give them away as prizes. So don't forget to hop over to my blog, and there's this one too. This is using that Sunburst Sentiment that I love so much, and the Over the Rainbow stamp set. This is a total case from somebody online. This one's such a good card. Maybe even from the catalog. I can't remember, but I cased this one. Okay, I think that's it. Don't forget the project sheets. I'll link them up as soon as I'm done. And I'm looking at your comments. Are you talking about this, Mary? This is Fast Fuse. It's a tape runner, a really good, strong tape runner. I appreciate you guys joining me. Thanks so much. Let me know if you have questions. I'll come back through and answer any of your questions that I didn't see while I was working. Thanks, you guys. Have a great weekend and happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Bye.